This is going to be an experience. Set the focus in the right place, the body acts itself out. Take the process, and the process will teach you to refine it and succeed with it. Set your intention. Focus on the intention. You're going to break your barriers. Today, you walk on fire.
Once you're at the end, you just feel really good, like you're just liberated from all your fears. So I encourage everyone to try it.
Definitely overcome something that you wouldn't normally do on a normal basis.
Hello and welcome to this edition of Talk Vietnam. Have you ever had a plan or a dream that you just happened to set aside due to circumstances or just the flow of life? Or have you ever set your mind on change only to find yourself returning to the same old habits? Now, these are some of the issues that NLP or neuro-linguistic programming addresses. We're very lucky in our program today to have a leading expert of NLP from Singapore. His name is Mr. Vasant Gopalan, and he's here to share more about the techniques in NLP and how to work towards changing yourself and your mind. And now we're very lucky to have him here today, and we'll learn more about him in the following report.
Served the Singapore Armed Forces and retired early as a major, Vasant Gopalan has always been involved in training reluctant minds to do dangerous things safely and efficiently. Combined with 14 years of experience with NLP and other mind sciences, empowering individuals of all ages in organizations, Vas specializes in making things work. Every training session is designed to immerse the trainees in metaphoric situations that would require them to overcome their inhibitions right there and then. Over the past 14 years, Vas has helped corporations, teams, and individuals align themselves and achieve success in whatever they desire.
Thank you very much, Vas, for joining us here today. Can you share with us now the concept of NLP, neuro-linguistic programming? It sounds very daunting to some. Can you share with us what it means?
Sure. It was founded by two guys, Richard Bandler and John Grinder. They were both lecturers at the University of California in Santa Cruz. Richard was a mathematician and Grinder was a linguist. Being masters in their field, I don't know, maybe they met in the canteen one day and discussed why are the most successful people successful in the way they are in one lifetime, while the rest of us, the 99% of us, are just being ordinary or struggling to get by day and live this life. How did Einstein do it? How did Picasso do it? How did Mozart do it? How did Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, how did they do it in one lifetime? And while the rest of us think it's too stressful to do those things, you know. And so they made a decision to create a tool for modeling excellence.
Yes.
So amazingly, they went to model, you know, all these number ones on the planet. When they did that, they realized through this modeling tool that all these people made decisions in a very unique way. And so the decisions were influenced by these three components. Let's take neuro.
Yes.
Right? Neuro.
The N.
The N. So what is neuro? That's the hardware and the software. Okay, the hardware is your brain, your spine, your nerves, your sensors, and that's the hardware. Everyone has it. But the thing is this, when we're born into this world, the hardware already has some software in it. You've got, you know, a new baby, two babies come into this world. One could have more intelligence than the other.
Yes.
If you can calibrate them. So all these past memories come from who? Your culture, your parents, father and mother, and then you come into this world from 0 to 7 years old. You're just morphing into the environment, And then you have all your good and bad experiences.
Yes.
Take the good experiences and go into the future. But your bad experiences
Will affect you.
stops you, makes you angry, makes you fear. So your nervous system, how it's packed from the day you're born and built up along the way, inhibits your decision making, doesn't it? Right? So let's move on from there. If you talk about linguistics, language, we take a lifetime to master the 7% of language that we go through in school. Even if you're a major in language, say English, you only learn 7% of it. But when it comes to language, there is that 93% that is not explored in mainstream education. And that is tonality and body language. Like, for example, I'll give you an example. You're wearing yellow. And if I've got a problem with that, I would say 3 ways, okay? Just one word and 3 different connotations, okay? Just look at this. Yellow.
Yellow.
Just a statement, isn't it?
Just a statement. It sounds very neutral.
Yeah, just neutral. Yellow.
Doesn't seem like you like it very much.
I dislike it, right? Yeah, well, just say the same word. And I go, yellow.
You like it.
I like it. So now, you're looking at a body language, you can understand probably what I'm saying. But most people are not tuned into it. Because of the way you communicate, you're only listening to the words. The whole lot of stuff that you're not aware of, that is coming your way, you cannot discern what's going on and can't conclude the real meaning of what the person has said. So that is one part of communication. One part of communication. Let's go somewhere else. Now, we always have 2 people we talk to all the time. First, who's the one person we talk to most in our lives?
Your parents?
Ourselves.
Oh, yourself, yeah.
You see? I wish I talked to my parents more because they're not with me. The thing is...
Yourself.
Yeah, so it's ourselves, right? Your voice, this voice is going on all the time. Even as I'm talking to you, I'm thinking, if you keep saying, I don't like myself, I don't think I can do this, I've got a bad memory, it's going to affect you, it's going to take you down. The words have got an impact on their neurology, their emotions. So what happens there? It affects their nervous system, doesn't it? And then affects their decision making, doesn't it?
That's true.
Henceforth, at the same time, if you say, you're so awesome, and that lights a person up, affects the nervous system, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
So you see, if I can affect a person like that on the outside, guess what it does to you inside?
I'm going back now to the concept of NLP and the fact of modeling people who've made good decisions in their life. Those good decisions obviously come from a good software.
Yes, absolutely.
And so programming means that you're basically looking at these people who have made good decisions to see what you can learn from them to apply to yourself.
Right.
Is that right?
Right.
Yes.
What is neuro-linguistic program and how can it help you? Our brain is like a computer. Its hardware is like the neurology. Just like the computer program, our software is coded linguistically. If the program is not properly coded or needs to be updated, the operation will fail. This can be compared to not giving the best result you want in your life, either personally or professionally. It's like updating your programming. NLP training will give you the tools and techniques to program your own mental software so that you get the result you want. This is how it works. Just like a computer, we input our data from our environment, encode it and process it. We then output it in our emotional state of behavior, and this determines the results we get. In order for computer programming to create effective software, we must have the correct coding for desired outcome. NLP training, therefore, will give you the understanding and skill to easily and effectively make the necessary changes to the coding and take control of your life. People from all walks of life are finding that NLP helps their personal development, even celebrities. British actor Russell Brand, for example, openly refers to NLP as a lifesaver. He used NLP to assist his life transformation from junkie to movie star.
I think if people have some sort of yearning or dissatisfaction or some itchy irritability, then it might be because they're not looking in the right direction for a solution, and that they should look within, and that within them there is a limitless, infinite capacity for bliss through connection to higher things.
Other names who have used NLP as a means of personal development and growth include Lily Allen, Tiger Woods, Jerry Halliwell, Anthony Robbins, and Oprah Winfrey.
NLP helps me to manage audiences and motivate them. It is just amazing.
I built my sales career from zero to become the world's best motivator by using NLP.
This shows that anxiety and self-doubt are universal problems which affect people from all walks of life, regardless of fame or fortune, and that taking control of your patterns of behavior and ingrained beliefs can have a real and lasting benefit in terms of the way you live your life and the things you are able to achieve.
So,
Yes.
a lot of people say NLP is the language of the mind and kind of controlling that language of the mind.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate on that?
Sure. So there are two minds, conscious mind, unconscious mind. The conscious mind is something that you do with, I'm going to pick up this pen. I decided to do that.
Yes, you're conscious
but
of
the
that.
whole lot of stuff, that movement to go pick up the pen, is an unconscious thing. I learned it as a baby and along the way.
Yes.
So there are a lot of programs running inside me that is making me move in a certain way. 90% of it is unconscious. So we are all programmed. Good programs are programs that you use to make good decisions. Bad programs stops us. So when we talk about programs, there is a need for us to change programs. So Bandler and Grinder, as they modeled all these people, they realized that there is this patterns that they have. So now NLP is packed with all these patterns, change manifestation patterns that now we have to heal relationships, behaviors, phobias, anything that stops you, anything. Even from a business point of view, you can't make decisions. It also has these programs that are available. So that's what, NLP has given to us.
I understand that before being an NLP coach, you were in the armed forces.
Yes.
Can you share with us, what was your job back then? I believe you had already been training people as well.
Yes.
What made you have that shift towards coaching NLP? When did that happen?
Interesting. I was leading the army shooting team. NLP fell on my lap. Before that, I had no idea what NLP was. So there I was exposed to psychology. I looked for psychology to get this team to win. Okay? That got me intrigued. I started reading books, and then I got into, hiring people with pure NLP expertise to come and lead my team. So they said, Vas, why don't you come and learn? So that you can apply it, with your guys.
Yes.
I learned it, and I used it. We became champions in that year, with these young boys. We became champions. From there, my belief, my glass ceiling exploded. It was anything possible from there. Then I decided, no more green stuff. I'm going to put on such, a dress like this. Set up a company, and I've been doing that since then.
Wow. Talking about, your work, when did your connection to Vietnam begin?
Okay, many years went by. I was serving Malaysia, Singapore, and Maldives, and all these countries. And then a fellow Singaporean told me, you're interested in Vietnam? He asked me whether I want to go there because he's got a friend here who is keen on training.
Yes.
So I just booked a ticket, went with him, and sat down and had a chat with his friend. And
So you've probably been here countless numbers of time within the next,
Absolutely.
3 years, within the past 3 years, that is. What did you know kind of about Vietnam? How was the first days of teaching NLP here in Vietnam to the Vietnamese public?
Right.
Was it any different from the places that you had taught before?
So when I came in here from Singapore and Malaysia, the psyche of the people there were a little bit different. They were focused on other things in life. So it is more difficult to motivate them to come into an NLP class. But here in Vietnam, people were hungry to learn because they just got exposed to the outside world when I came, and so a lot of young people, especially because we were exposed to young people, and so those guys, come on, tell me how it's done,
Yes.
I need to get my life going, and so I found that excitement in them. And I go where the excitement is.
As we talk about your teaching here in Vietnam, in the following, we'll take a look at a report where Vas has come to the Olympia School here in Hanoi to teach the students there the skills in as we said, perfecting the learning curve and also being more inspired to learn rather than being forced to learn. So we'll have a look at that in the following report.
On April the 23rd, 2014, the teachers and students of the Olympia schools participated in an unforgettable program by the name of Outstanding Achievers Camp, or known short as OAC.
Ready to do something?
The 3-day program took place in the outskirts district of Sóc Sơn in Hanoi. In the program, the teachers and students had a chance to go through experiences, which for many were the very first time.
Đi bộ mà đến 20 cây số không dừng mà 4 tiếng mà đến 4 giờ sáng rồi về nhà thì cảm thấy khá là vui.
Không gì là không thể ạ. Thì nghĩa là kiểu tự tin một chút thì sẽ được ạ.
Feel the glass. First one.
Tớ vẫn không tin rằng mình đã làm được.
Thì nếu mà để nói là sau 3 ngày mà có một cái sự biến chuyển ngay lập tức từ một người này thành một người khác thì là điều không thể. Nhưng mà mình đánh giá rất cao chương trình OAC bởi vì bản thân chương trình này cũng là một chương trình gần như đã làm được một việc thức tỉnh về mặt tư duy cho các con, bởi vì sau 3 ngày trải nghiệm thì các con đã có những cái biến chuyển khá là tích cực.
As the chair of the Students' Association, Cảnh feels that OAC has helped him to be more proactive and confident in his leadership.
Thì em đã không bị đỡ bị căng thẳng giữa việc vừa làm các sự kiện ở trường, vừa làm chủ tịch hội học sinh và vẫn phải đạt kết quả cao trong học tập. Thì NLP đã giúp em thư giãn rất nhiều và làm được tất cả những việc đấy cùng một lúc.
Sparking passion or simply changing a learning method are some of the other rewards that the students at Olympia have gained after the experience.
Đối với em thì cái buổi học đấy nó tác động đến em rất là tốt và nó làm cho cái việc học tập cũng như cái cuộc sống của em nó tốt lên rất là nhiều. Thứ nhất là em đã tìm được cái đam mê của mình và mình quyết định được xem là mình sẽ đi con đường nào và mình sẽ thực hiện nó như thế nào, và để thực hiện nó thì mình phải làm cái bước như thế nào ấy ạ. Em muốn làm trong ngành truyền thông. Bình thường ra thì em có một cái gọi là thần kinh của em không tốt khi mà em làm bài kiểm tra, thì khi mà em học với thầy Vas thì em cũng đã biết cách vượt qua bản thân mình hơn. Nên là năm ngoái cũng có một thành tích cũng khá là ổn ạ.
Strategy, concentration, never give up.
Olympia schools focus on giving students not only academic knowledge, but also the ability to think for themselves. Therefore, NLP has become one of the effective tools that the school uses in its skills development programs.
As we said, there's a program for the students, for the parents, and for the teachers.
Yes.
What were you teaching at the Olympia School?
So we put them into situations for behavioral change.
Yes.
You know, and on day number 1, they are asking me at 11 o'clock, Mr. Vas, when are we going to sleep? I said, isn't it interesting? Why is there need to sleep? So, and it goes to midnight. When are we going to sleep, Mr. Vas? No, we're going to do something more interesting right now. What is it? We're going to go into the forest. What? So we take out the lights and so on. And these guys are out there in the forest for many hours into the night. In the first hour, they're all, I hate him. You know, I didn't come here to suffer. You
Yes.
know, and this is the noise that you hear. And
it is an outstanding achiever camp.
Oh, yeah. But they're not yet, you know. But now's the transition. First hour is a lot of noise. I don't like it. Second hour, they're quiet. They're quiet, can't talk anymore.
Too tired.
Because the body is all exhausted, you know. And then on the third hour, they start singing.
Really?
Oh, yeah. And the fourth hour is a lot of screaming going on because the end is near. So, you see, if we don't have an exposure to difficulty like that, you'll never go through the transition.
That's true.
Never go through the change inside. So after day number 1, they thought they're going to be sleeping for many hours. We come back, and after a short nap, they're out there exercising again. So, but they find that they are able to do it because there's something expanded inside them, that the situations that we create allow them to break through. And so a person who is small, you know, thinks small and watching from the side will begin to believe
stand tall.
They can do it too. And so this is how we gently coax the non-believers to become believers through such activities.
Now from this clip, we were very impressed with this glass and fire walking. So can you elaborate on these skills, these skill sets? Is it about kind of facing your fears?
Absolutely. You see, any training is only as good as the change it allows the person to experience there and then in the training, not outside of it. If you can't, help them notice the shift inside, then it's just been a talk. Fire walking,
in a
glass
day.
walking, all those people think it's impossible to do. I learned to do it scientifically, carefully, in a structured way that makes people think when they do it, they're going to die. They're going to burn.
Yeah.
But when they come out of it, their belief shoots through the roof.
Yes, I was going to ask actually. You know, it's not just the process of walking on fire or walking on glass. These experiences, these tasks, which seems very daunting, will affect you in one way or another, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
How did it affect you when you did it?
When I did it, how did it affect me? No, I wasn't focusing on fire. So the way to overcome difficulties is not to focus on the difficulty. It's to focus on what you want. What you want. So your mind is totally focused on that.
Yes.
And then they teach you 1 or 2 skills, how to control your emotion, right? And how to focus correctly on something else. And then when you're walking on it, it's like walking on ice.
Yes. So that's like, if I were to metaphorically talk about it like climbing a mountain, it would be looking at the peak.
Absolutely.
And not the difficulty of
climbing. Not the rock
climbing.
that is in front of you.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Understanding the many values and benefits which NLP can bring about, many Vietnamese have sought out Coach Voss's 8-day course in Hanoi. Through exercises, students go through interesting experiences, after which they are able to draw their own lessons. Trần Thanh Mai has always dreamt of becoming a successful entrepreneur. Learning about NLP has made her realize, however, that her lifestyle was exactly what was standing in her way of pursuing her dreams.
Chỉ đơn cử là một cái thói quen tập thể dục buổi sáng thôi, và tôi biết rằng như thế là từ xưa nay không tập tành gì, tôi biết là như thế là không tốt cho sức khỏe, mà rất là mong muốn mà không làm được, không thực hiện được. Thế cho đến khi học thế này thì mình mới thấy rằng là con người phải phát triển cả trí tuệ, cả về cơ thể, thể chất, và để có tinh thần, và tất cả mọi cái điều phải cân bằng. Và như vậy tôi đã lấy cái nghị lực của mình có được và đã hạ quyết tâm đưa ra một cái quyết định rằng tôi sẽ tập thể dục buổi sáng. Và tôi cảm thấy bây giờ thì đã quen rồi, vượt qua cái điều mà mình hồi xưa mình cảm thấy khó nhất, sợ nhất, không thể vượt nổi.
Vũ Tiến Lợi, an English teacher, uses the imagination technique in NLP to support his formation of vocabulary building skills.
Trong NLP nó có một cái kỹ thuật tưởng tượng, tức là khi mà bạn dùng tiềm thức, bạn dùng tưởng tượng của mình trải nghiệm một cái điều gì mới, và càng tưởng tượng chi tiết bao nhiêu, càng sống động bao nhiêu, thì chúng ta càng nhớ cái từ vựng đó, cái trong đúng cái ngữ cảnh đấy bấy nhiêu.
NLP is a science of research how the cognitive and subconscious system can impact a person, his or her actions, and eventually help this person to succeed. According to Coach Voss, There are 4 ways that one can converse with one's subconscious: words, thoughts, body movement, and emotions. An exercise demonstrates the process of replacing negative emotions with positive ones.
Mình có một cái cảm xúc tiêu cực chẳng hạn, mình sẽ dùng 4 cảm xúc tích cực khác để cùng một thời điểm mình phá bỏ cảm xúc, làm lấn áp cái cảm xúc tiêu cực kia đi, làm phá bỏ cả cái ký ức của mình đi, để mỗi một lần mình gặp lại tình huống đó mình lại có thể hình dung ra được 4 cảm xúc tuyệt vời tích cực đó để mình lấn áp dần dần cái cảm xúc tiêu cực đi, và mình sẽ dần dần vượt qua được những nỗi sợ hãi hay những sự là mặc cảm, những sự tự ti nhất định trong quá khứ, để trong tương lai mình sống tốt hơn, với cái trải nghiệm tốt hơn.
NLP dạy chúng tôi cái cách làm sao có thể lãnh đạo bản thân mình, cái cách kết nối với cái tiềm thức của mình. Con người có 2 phần, ý thức và tiềm thức, và thực sự NLP là công cụ để giúp có thể giao tiếp, giúp con người ta có thể giao tiếp trực tiếp với tiềm thức để lãnh đạo bản thân người ta, lãnh đạo từ bên trong, sau đó thể hiện ra bên ngoài để tạo ra cái sự nhất quán cho mỗi người. Và thực sự là tôi được NLP củng cố thêm niềm tin về về bản thân mình và về người khác. Cái giá trị về lãnh đạo, cái giá trị về niềm tin là 2 cái giá trị lớn nhất mà tôi nhận được từ NLP.
Throughout the course of the program, students are instructed on basic processes in NLP. Reality has shown that applying NLP techniques can help resolve up to 80% of issues which many of us face in our daily lives.
So I understand that in the crowd today, there are a lot of your students. So in the following, if I can interview some of them, that would be great. Các bạn có thể cho Thùy Dương biết là ở trong khán giả ngày hôm nay thì có những ai là đã học khóa học của thầy Vas ạ? Em xin mời chị ạ. Chị có thể tự giới thiệu về bản thân mình được không ạ?
Xin chào tất cả mọi người. Mình là Phan Thị Thu Hương. Mình vừa kết thúc cái khóa NLP 8 ngày của thầy Vas ngày hôm qua.
Vâng, em được biết là khóa học thì kéo dài trong 8 ngày thì sau cái thời gian đó thì chị thấy những gì mà chị học được từ thầy Vas nó đã có ảnh hưởng đến chị như thế nào ạ?
Sau 8 ngày học thì mình thấy rất là tuyệt vời, mình không thể tin được vào bản thân mình nữa. Đến cuối buổi ấy, thì cái mình tâm đắc nhất đó là mình đã xóa được cái dấu ấn của mình. Trong suốt năm nay mình 41 tuổi và trong suốt 41 năm qua mình đã phải sống với nó.
Chị có thể chia sẻ, nếu mà chị không phiền, chị có thể chia sẻ dấu ấn đó là gì và thầy Vas đã làm điều gì để giúp chị xóa đi được cái dấu ấn đó?
Cái dấu ấn đấy của mình là vào cái khoảng năm 6 đến 7 tuổi mình đã đi cùng mẹ đi trên đường. Và lúc đấy thì mình đã vô tình nhìn thấy ngay trước mắt mình một cái vụ tai nạn rất là khủng khiếp. Có một anh mà bị kẹt vào cái bánh xe. Sau khi nhìn đấy thì mình đã về, mình đã nằm mơ luôn luôn nhìn thấy cái đấy. Trong 1 tháng trời chỉ nhìn thấy cái hình ảnh thôi. Và tiếp theo sau đó thì mình cứ ai mà nói đến cái đấy là mình đã cảm thấy là rùng rợn và đã run hết cả người lên rồi.
Nhưng khi tham gia khóa học thì thầy đã giúp chị như thế nào để có thể đối mặt với vấn đề đó ạ?
Thầy đã giúp tôi làm một cái quy trình về NLP. Và sau cái quy trình đấy thì các bạn thấy như tôi bây giờ đấy, không có thể đối diện với cái đấy, có thể nói ra cái đấy, và tôi chắc chắn rằng bây giờ tôi có thể nhìn cái đấy mà không cảm thấy sợ hãi nữa, và sẵn sàng là có thể giúp những cái người bị như vậy nữa, và tôi không cảm thấy sợ hãi nữa.
Dạ vâng, xin cảm ơn chị rất là nhiều ạ, và xin chúc chị thành công. How does this process really work? I mean, you know, is it about going deep into yourself, finding those phobias, those past experience, those software that was a little bit malfunctioned from the beginning?
Absolutely. So that imprint was there, yeah.
Yes, and looking at it and you know, unraveling it there.
Yeah. So I can't do it here today. It's 45 minutes to an hour. And what we do is this. We create a movie of the error picture that happened 6 years old. Okay, I get into the memory.
Yes.
And then after that, we create an episode with 5 scenes. For example, in this case, I had 5 scenes. You know, she was traveling on the bike, and then saw the truck, and a man sandwich, and after that she was seeing all the blood, and so on, and then after that she was passing by and going off. And then there is a process within the movie for her to associate and dissociate, associate, dissociate. What we're doing is desensitizing the old picture.
Yes.
And make it unaccessible. Unaccessible. We are actually, candidly taking the eraser and rubbing it off.
One of the first Vietnamese to receive a master's in NLP from a US-recognized NLP university, Nguyễn Tiến Dũng became the chairman of the board of directors for a prominent company in Hanoi at the age of 28. For Dũng, one of the major achievements was being able to establish a culture of self-development at his enterprise using NLP.
Mỗi người đều có một cái vai trò riêng. Thì cái văn hóa là gì? Tức là mỗi người sẽ tìm ra cái thế mạnh của mình, và mọi người sẽ nhìn nhận xem cái điểm mạnh của mình là gì, và từ điểm mạnh đến mọi người phát triển thành một cái thương hiệu cho riêng mình.
In the process of establishing the company's staff body, Dũng always focuses on leadership and human development. Meetings like this are a chance for Dũng to share his knowledge in NLP and train new leaders who will be able to maximize their potentials.
Cách mà anh ấy lãnh đạo nhân viên, tức là cho nhân viên tự tìm ra hướng giải quyết, và anh ấy chỉ là người coach để đồng hành và sát cánh nếu nhân viên gặp khó khăn thôi.
Từ những câu hỏi đấy thì sẽ giúp tôi định hình ra được con người của tôi là gì và bước đi của tôi như thế nào. Và đấy là quá trình mà tổng giám đốc của tôi đã hỗ trợ tôi. Tức là anh chỉ đặt câu hỏi, tự thúc đẩy cho chúng tôi phát triển.
For anyone who might not be in a very good state of mind right now, it could be due to, endless sources of things. It could be relationship problems. It could be problems at work. It could be just the everyday life that is dragging them down. What would be your first advice to
Change
these
your
people?
physiology. Your body. How would a problem person sit? Like this? Like this? Right? And then you feel bad, right? One advice, if you really want to have, just change your physiology. The way you stand, just change it. And once you change your physiology, your emotion changes. Once your emotion changes, your whole state changes. Right? The way you think, the way you talk, all your experiences get redefined just by changing your state. That's it. So if you don't know how to do this, exercise.
Exercise, yes.
Get out there, hit the road, and exercise. And when you start moving your body, cannot be depressed anymore, because what's causing all the problems is not what on the outside. Nothing's on the outside. It's your perception of what's on the outside that's causing the problem. What causes the perception? The imprints inside. So what do you do to the imprints? Change your state, change your imprint, change your behavior.
Yes, change your mindset.
And everything changes.
What are the types of courses that you teach? I mean, we know that it's NLP, but are there specific courses,
Yes.
specific skills that
Yes.
you teach?
Yes. There are courses for leaders, the 8 days intensive. And then the leaders will upgrade themselves to want to become master practitioners.
Okay.
Master practitioners. And that is 10 days intensive. And then you have 2 more levels of higher level of communication. Okay? And that is to work with the unconscious of the person directly, just using communication. Now these are the levels. And after this, you can go and become a trainer like me.
If I can go back to Vietnam now, what is the most interesting thing that you have found in terms of teaching people here in Vietnam?
Hunger, passion. They just take everything in. They just take everything in. No judgment. No judgment. The majority of people are out there waiting, for some new lessons to come. And so being a foreigner, bringing it here, I think there is this interest,
yes.
The hunger. And when I look at them, it is honestly one to learn. Nobody judges you here.
Laughter or tears. Emotions peak at the meetings that bring together the NLP community of Hanoi. Each session is a chance for the members to share their unforgettable experiences in applying the techniques of NLP to everyday life and work. Chang is a first-year university student. She sought out the NLP community with the hope of resolving a number of family issues. Nga here has helped Chang to deal with her problems through a process in NLP.
Đối với trường hợp của bạn vừa rồi thì mình sử dụng cái quy trình BB là một trong những quy trình xử lý về cảm xúc và mối quan hệ. Ngoài ra thì mình còn giúp sử dụng cái quy trình neo tích cực ấy thì giúp bạn thay đổi cảm xúc và phản ứng của bạn trước một tình huống.
Thật ra qua cái vấn đề của mình ấy, thì em nhận ra một điều, đó là mọi vấn đề nó đều có mặt tích cực và mặt tiêu cực, và cái nó tích cực hay tiêu cực hay không thì cái phần nào nhiều hơn thì nó là do chính cái suy nghĩ, cái nhận thức của bản thân mình. Khi một vấn đề mà mình cứ nhìn vào khía cạnh tiêu cực của nó thì mình sẽ dễ dàng có những cái ứng xử mang chiều hướng tiêu cực hơn. Nhưng mà nếu mà mình biết nhìn nhận một cách thấu đáo, mình nhìn vào cái phần tích cực của nó thì chắc chắn là những cái hành động của mình nó sẽ mang lại hiệu quả tốt hơn khi mà mình giải quyết cái vấn đề đấy.
Unlike Chang, Zhang here faces a completely different problem: issues in his studies. Zhang has the habit of playing video games, and this pastime has affected his studying results. In this case, NLP offers a different solution.
Ngày hôm nay thì với quy trình NLP, đó là quy trình code, đầu tiên là sử dụng score, tìm hiểu vấn đề của bạn đấy là gặp phải vấn đề như thế nào. Sau đó thì em đã sử dụng tiếp tục các cái bước khác, đó là đánh đổi ngay tiêu cực, đánh đổi cho bạn ấy cảm xúc, mong muốn ham chơi đó đi bằng cái trạng thái là gì? Mong muốn về học tập hơn, mong muốn về cái sự khác, thay đổi cái thói quen của mình đi bằng cái ham chơi đó. Sau đó thì em đã sử dụng đó là thiết lập quy trình mới, thiết lập thói quen và quy trình mới cho bạn ấy để bạn có thể thành một cái thói quen hàng ngày rèn luyện đó và không còn ham chơi nữa, mà thay vì đó thành ham học tập hơn, mong muốn các hoạt động thể thao hơn để rèn luyện sức khỏe hơn cho tương lai.
Em thấy rất vui về cái kết quả mình đạt được, bởi vì em thấy cái anh coaching em hôm nay rất là thân thiện, anh dễ nói chuyện, cái tính cách của anh em thấy rất là vui, và anh đã giúp em giải tỏa được những cái những cái vấn đề về game của mình, để mình nghĩ thoáng ra, mình có thể tập trung vào việc học và cái hạn chế lại cái việc chơi game bừa bãi.
NLP officially made its appearance in Vietnam in 2011. NLP courses have taken place across Vietnam, with the first location being Ho Chi Minh City, Da Nang, and then Hanoi. With the practical results which it has yielded, the NLP community in Hanoi now consists of nearly 400 members who meet twice each month.
Họ được cung cấp những cái quy trình, những cái tư duy và những cái khả năng để họ có thể như là một môn để phát triển cá nhân của họ, để giúp họ đạt được cái mục tiêu của mình nhanh hơn, và có thể là họ dùng những cái đó họ giúp đỡ, hỗ trợ những cái người khác đạt được cái mục tiêu của mình.
The NLP community in Vietnam hopes to further expand its operations in the future, with the aim of benefiting more and more participants.
Can you share with us some of your future plans in terms of coming here to Vietnam and establishing more strongholds here in the country?
We have initiated the company, and I've got a partner here in Hanoi and another base in Ho Chi Minh City. Through them, we will continue to work closely with those who I've worked with. I value everyone who has helped me bring NLP to Vietnam, to empower Vietnamese people, to get them connected to the world and live the lives that they desire.
What is the thing that makes you most proud of in this whole process, in the 14 years that you have been training NLP?
There isn't one thing. Proud? I don't think so. Blessed. Blessed to have perfect health, to have the ability to understand this complex stuff, make it simple for everyone to understand, so that they can apply it and get where they want to go.
Thank you so much, Vas,
Pleasure.
for joining us here on Talk Vietnam, and for coming to Vietnam and to empower all of the students. As we've heard from your students here, they are very lucky to have been able to learn this course and to change in the way that they have, and in the future as well.
Yes, yes.
So thank you so much, and
Pleasure.
all of the best to your future endeavors.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. And that wraps up our edition of Talk Vietnam today, as we learned more about NLP along with Vas. And we hope that through this episode, even if you have not been able to learn much about NLP, you will be more determined and motivated to look at yourself and to go deep into what your software is, as Vas puts it, and be able to look for change without returning to your old habits, that is, and aim to be a better person, aim to dream, and aim to be big in life. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you more next time here on Talk Vietnam. Goodbye.